not Toretto. I know, it's confusing. I get it. We look the same, sound the same, but me and Vin Diesel, two different people. And guess what? I'm still not getting those royalty checks. I'm going to talk to my rep about that. But the point is, I'm going to be your guide on the world famous Universal Studios Hollywood Tour. Are you guys excited? Yes, I love to see that. Oh my God, I got applause before I did anything. Thanks, ma'am. I appreciate you. You started that. With that being said, to make sure we get as many friends as possible, scoot all the way to the right-hand side, filling all those seats, especially if you have space on the left of you or on the right of you, fill it up till those doors start closing. If you still have space, great, spread back out. But for now, we want to make sure we get as many beautiful, happy, shiny people. If your feet don't quite touch the ground, make sure you're seated towards the center of the tram for your safety. I get it, kids. One day, you will be on the edge. I just got permission yesterday. I did my morning stretches, I ate my fruits and vegetables, and you too will get there. But for now, feet don't touch the ground, center of the tram. All right, thank you so much. Now we have our phenomenal driver with us today. Everyone say hello, Lucas.
Hello, Lucas.
Gosh, they like you. Right now, they really like you. And while Lucas and I are sitting here, we're just waiting for those final doors to start closing. Once they do, watch those hands, arms, and fingers, please. I don't want to get your fingers pinched. That would make me sad and you uncomfortable. We're about to get that thumbs up and A-OK to start taking off. So last minute, anyone need to use the bathroom? No? Okay, good, because it's your last chance. I will not turn this tram around. All right, everyone, look to your left-hand side and wave goodbye to all those beautiful, happy, shiny people. Goodbye. I'll miss one of you. You can fight to see who it is. Now, of course, you know myself, Dom. You know our driver, Lucas. But guess what? I brought along a very special guest with us today. In fact, you may know him from the television show That's My Jam and the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. It's none other than Jimmy Fallon. But guess what? My boy's very camera shy. He's going to need a little encouragement to come out. So on the count of three, we all have to say, "What's up, Jimmy?" You guys ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
What's up, Jimmy?
Great work, folks.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Tom.
And the greatest drive.
Lucas.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Tom.
owes me $5.
He meant Lucas.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right, folks. We do have a few safety rules to go over. First and foremost, if you or a loved one have a medical emergency, drop anything of value, or have any audio or video issues, reach up and pull that red cord going down the center of the ceiling of your tram. Otherwise, please remain seated at all times. Keep those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the tram. Reminder that our tour today is on private property. So once again, if you have to use the restroom, you drop something or anything like that, reach up, pull that cord, then sit right back down. Now our tour today will contain loud noises, fire and water effects, as well as some sudden tram movements. So have your phones and cameras out and ready, because you never know who or what you're going to see, but they may get wet. And for the safety of yourself and those around you, we ask that there's no smoking, not only on our tour, but throughout the entire theme park, including vapes and e-cigarettes, and no selfie sticks. Your arms are long enough. Woo, that was a lot about safety. Let's talk about movies and our over 100-year history here at Universal Studios. I know, 100 years, and we look good, let me tell you. In fact, it all started back in 1914 when our founder, Carl Laemmle, created the strangest little city in the world dedicated to making movies. That's right, folks, a city complete with its own zip code, the very first female police chief right back here, Miss Laura Oakley, and our very own fire station, 51. Round of applause, folks. Woo! Come on, 51! Yes, that's right, folks. That's a real working station. And there's a fire in our lot, they're there. If you need someone to save you from a heart attack, they're there. If you want someone to pose for your calendar, call me. Because they're too busy saving lives, okay? Now, the thing is, although they are a real working station, they still have their roots in Hollywood. Not just because of their address, but because of their station house number, 51. If you're familiar with the 70s medical drama, Emergency, it might sound extra familiar to you. Or maybe you're familiar with the television show, Chicago Med. and fire and PD. You're like, wait, isn't that the fire station's number there too? It's all because of a young writer who started on Emergency and went on to become an executive producer for Chicago Fire, Med, and PD, as well as Law & Order, Law & Order SVU, Law & Order Criminal Intent, look, a whole lot of Law & Order. It's Dick Wolf. That man stays working, and he wanted to pay tribute or homage to his past and bring it to his present, as well continuing it into the future. So anytime you see Fire Station 51 on anything that Universal or NBC has touched, just know it's paying tribute to a great man. Now, although that Chicago Fire, Med, PD, and all those Law & Order shows film out on location in the real world, they really could film right back here in the Universal backlot. How? Well, these buildings here on your left-hand side, known as Soundstages. You see, they can be anything from Frankenstein's lab to Dracula's castle, maybe even Scarface's mansion, perhaps the top of the clock tower in Back to the Future, or the Waltham Center in Jurassic Park, the top of Mount Crumpus from The Grinch Stole Christmas, or Hawaii in Couples Retreat. And all of that was just in Soundstage 12. See, they're essentially giant empty warehouses that are about 90 to 98% soundproof, allowing us to go anywhere at any time. In fact, we just passed 2 and now 3 sound stages that have all been the same place. The big box store Cloud9 from Superstore starring Ben Feldman and America Ferrera. But they've also been an opulent Bel Air mansion in the television show Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlton, and of course my girl Coco Jones. Wait, how many of you have seen Bel Air? Raise your hand. Okay, there we go. See, I knew you had the taste. Now, folks, if you didn't raise your hand, that's okay. If you've seen Fresh Prince of Bel Air, raise your hand. There we go. To the kids who are not raising your hands, this one's for your parents. What are you doing? That hilarious 90s sitcom is free for everyone to watch, so long as you're paying for the proper streaming networks. That being said, imagine if that hilarious comedy from the 90s was a dark, moody, and gritty drama. That question was asked in 2016 when a trailer popped up on YouTube. And your girl was so excited. I mean, I wish I was joking. Jeremy could attest. I've told him this many times. I cried real tears when I found out that that was a fan-made trailer and that TV show was not happening. I was sadder than that episode when Will was talking about his dad. Messed me up, guys. Until the original Will Smith, that's right, Will Smith himself, went on to produce Bel Air, and I can catch all 4 seasons currently streaming on NBC's streaming service Peacock. It's the same place you can find television shows like the 5-Star Weekend, starring people like Jennifer Garner, D.R.C. Carden, and Gemma Chang. Now, at the end of the day, Universal has not just touched television, but it's also gone on to produce movies, music videos, and so much more. In fact, we have multiple production companies, including Illumination, bringing you Minions and Monsters. Here to talk a little bit more about it is director James Pierre.
You wrote a monster movie? What are you going to use for your monster?
Hello, my name is Pierre Coffin, and I'm the director of Minions and Monsters, and I also do the voice of the Minions. I mix Spanish, Japanese, Italian, and even the funny names of the stuff I like to eat. The Minions have always been about laughter, playful rebellion, and togetherness, and this movie lets us bring that into a whole new world. I hope audiences walk away remembering what it feels like to be a part of something, and that out of the messiness can come magic, like making a movie.
Thank you, Pierre Coffin. Now, folks, when it comes to blockbuster hits like The Minions and so much more, it all starts with production. You see, it goes in 3 different stages, the first being pre-production, which happens in those tan buildings known as our pre-production bungalows, as well as this giant office building looking thing here attached to a second soundstage. This was originally the Will and Grace Soundstages and production building, where people would go to casting, they'd have meetings about schedules, and just getting things up and running. They would later go on to film television shows like Keenan, starring Keenan Thompson from Keenan and Kel and SNL, as well as Hairspray Live. Although it's currently in use for none other than St. Denis Medical, starring people like David Alan Grier, who you may remember from Ellen Palooza. Oh, and of course Jumanji and Living Color. Now, when I mentioned Hairspray Live, it starred Ariana Grande, who started singing in this soundstage, and then went all the way to Baltimore, Maryland, in real time, on feet, and in golf carts. How? Aren't we in Hollywood? The answer is yes. And the true answer is she didn't. Instead, what she did was she drove right over here to Buffalo, New York. Nope. I'm so sorry. It's actually downtown New York, and that right there is Central Park. That doesn't sound right, because there's a St. Denis Medical Emergency Center, and they're based in Ohio. How is that possible? Well, because it's all a facade. What? A lie? No! Yes, folks. Here at our Universal backlot, this is our Metropolitan sets, made to look like any major metropolitan city, whether it be the Big Apple or a small town like Hill Valley, right here at Courthouse Square, that you may recognize for such blockbuster hits as To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Oscar Award winner Gregory Peck. Nope. Okay. Key and Peele, starring Oscar Award winner Jordan Peele. No? The first episode of Twilight Zone, Where Are All the People? Ted? Never Have I Ever? Folks, Rutherford Falls with Ed Helms and Janice Schmieding. Okay, you seem like indie folk, like you don't really watch a lot of mainstream stuff. Have you heard of this little indie film called Back to the Future? Yeah, there we go. I knew we had a bunch of film bros on board. That's right, folks. Welcome to none other than Hill Valley in our Courthouse Square. Now, all those other productions I mentioned did, of course, film here. In fact, the first episode of Twilight Zone and To Kill a Mockingbird were long before Back to the Future. So, why is this called Courthouse Square? Well, because that's what made it iconic. In fact, the iconic clock tower is still there behind that second facade. Why? Because it's iconic. See, in 2004, when Jennifer Love Hewitt's show Ghost Whisperer came to film here, they didn't want people thinking about Marty McFly and Doc Brown. They wanted people thinking about all the spirits. And so, they covered it up with a second facade. There's that word again, facade. Lucas, what does that mean? Don't worry, I'll tell you. It means false front. We'll only build the front and sides of our buildings, and your imagination will fill in the rest. It's one of 3 different buildings we have here in Universal. But what does your imagination fill it with? Well, let me show you on screen. Okay, baby, get out of here. Go back to New York.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got Bobby over there? That old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Da-da-da-da. That's right, folks. If you make it here, you can make it anywhere. And they really have. They made How I Met Your Mother. They made Spider-Man with, of course, Tobey Maguire, the original. In fact, 2 different scenes where they're supposed to be completely different parts of New York. How? Clever camera angles. See, all that matters is what's in this square. You have no idea that right around the corner from that concrete jungle is one that's a bit more literal. But to prepare you for this dangerous adventure, I'm going to bring to you none other than award-winning director Peter Jackson. Take it away, Pete. I didn't call him that, but I can't call him that.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. And to me, Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. We're about to return to Skull Island.
You're right, Peter. So as a reminder, folks, remain seated as adventure awaits us back in Skull Island. With that original King Kong, Peter Jackson saw it using stop-motion animation, which is very similar to how our new version of King Kong looks now. See, stop-motion is created using small figurines that take still photos moving rapidly on screen, while King Kong, the 360, is all using CGI. Give it up for King Kong 360! Ooh, that was, as the experts say, bananas. It's me. I'm experts. Wonderful work, my friends. We have in fact survived Skull Island, but before we officially depart, everyone look to your left and right hand side of me right quick, okay? If there is an empty seat next to you now that was not there before, please raise your hand. No? Did we all survive for once? I mean, like every other time? That's insane. Good work, guys, and Lucas, I'm really proud of you. That's day one that we started this. Now, all of that, my friends, is brought to you by our friends over at WhatFX. They created all that using CGI or computer-generated imagery. In fact, computer-generated imagery has been a part of the movie-making and movie-going experience for years. Universal brings you fantasy, sci-fi, action, and more. And WhatFX is right there alongside of us as our partners in the box office. Now, I made the comparison of stop-motion animation and CGI being similar to each other, and it's all because of the layering. With stop motion, you take these wire figures and you cover them in clay or other malleable materials, moving them inch by inch to give a realistic but kind of jerky motion. All those still photos go rapidly on screen, giving the illusion of movement. That's a practical effect, whereas CGI does build up from a wire frame, but it's more smooth and more articulated because each layer is using muscle and then skin and then hair follicles to make those dinosaurs look real. But there's just something about that practical stop motion. Just like our practical wall over here known as a trompe l'oeil that looks, okay, I'll be honest, it looks very flat, looks very boring until you see it on screen.
Raise the door!
And there it is. You see the building, right? You see the giant wall? Okay, you know what? Let me try again. I'll show you again. I'll break it down bit by bit. Right here, Jim Carrey is in one of the sound stages. He's filming that safe in the comfort, and likely all that's built is that what's in the screen. Then, cut, and he goes to our backlots. He ran out those same brownstones that we saw in person, but where is that flat wall? Right there. Those apartment buildings in the far distance, in the background. You see from a few clever camera angles, a couple changed a bit of the shading. You can't really tell that that's not a real building, it's just a flat wall. Hence why Trump boy simply means to fool the eye. See, Hollywood's all about fooling your eye and your perspective. For example, in the film The Creature from the Black Lagoon, that classic monster movie with the Gill Man. If I were to ask you what color his suit was, all of you would say green, and you would be right anytime he's on land, except for when he's underwater. You see, take a look on your left-hand side. That big, beautiful body of water is known as the Hollywood Ocean, although it is more of a lake, or the Amazon River as seen on your screen. But remember, it's green, and this is a black and white camera. And of course, we have shots of the creature underwater. So how do we take this green creature and make him look green under green water on the black and white camera? Color theory. They turned to an Afro-Latina makeup artist and actress who knew what she was doing. Her name was Millicent Patrick, and she knew she needed a second version of this suit that was bright yellow. Her expertise was so incredible, she went on to become the first female creature creator credited in Hollywood, all because she gave the illusion of a green suit under green water with a bright yellow one, contrasting just enough. Now, when it comes to water, it can be pretty tricky. It can make us or break us. And sometimes it can be terrifying when you don't know what's under the surface, whether it be the Gill Man or a shark, like here in Amity Island. But don't worry, I know there's no sharks because it's right there. I caught it with my own two hands. But to make sure you all feel extra safe, my good friend Officer George, that's his boat, and he's out in the water with that shark to make sure there's a shark. Hey Lucas, there's a shark. And there is George. Okay, folks, George does not see that there's a shark, so on the count of three, we gotta call for George. 1, 2, 3, George! Hurry, use your diaphragm! George! Oh my God! Okay, George is fine. George is fine. Tell yourselves George is fine. Be happy. Listen, kids, that's just ketchup from his pockets. It makes a great moisturizer. He uses it every day. Now, I put that barrel of bait out there for the shark, and it took the entire year. Oh my God, how big is this thing? That's not good. At this point, I'd rather have the Gill Man. Oh my God, it's Jaws! What do we do with Jaws 2? Someone help me, it's Jaws 3D! I don't know, he's back for more with Jaws 4! The revenge. This time, it's personal. Everyone give it up for the hardest working shark in Hollywood, Bruce! I know. And you know he's hard working because, well, he actually works. Yeah. You see, on the original set of Jaws, directed by none other than Steven Spielberg, there were over 100 days production backlog. All because of what, folks? Water. No, he didn't worry. He didn't have to worry about a Gill Man lurking underneath his river. Instead, he had to worry about a shark not coming out of it. Now, all because water can make or break your movie, there are ways that we are able to control it. See, oftentimes, a little bit of rain could change the whole mood of a scene. Whether it be a peck on the cheek, but now it's in rain and it's storm, and now you have The Notebook and one of the most romantic kissing scenes in all of cinema history. Or maybe it's a little more terrifying and dangerous, like in Jurassic Park and it's pouring down rain and the children don't see the T-Rex and lightning flashes on it. Well, at the end of the day, if we want to film those epic scenes here in sunny Southern California, we've got to do it ourselves. My friend Joseph saw us drive in to turn on the thunder and lightning, but we've got to cue him for the rain. So the count of three, everybody clap or snap while staying seated in car 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Listen, Joseph's always late on this one. That's not the point. The point is, folks, as you can see, we're using our very special Movie Magic sprinkler system. Can I get a ooh? Can I get a ah? Now, how do we make this show up on screen? Two things: lighting from behind and volume. See, notice how we're pumping in a lot of rain so you can really see it if it were on camera. But I feel like that's too much. Let's go ahead and turn off the water. Let's clap again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm so over it. Hold on. Joseph, if you don't hear us clapping, turn up on time. Oh, that's why. Oh. Yeah, this might be Joseph's last day at work. I'm going to say bye, Joseph. Oh, no. Well, of course, he brought to you a wonderful flash flood experience. I hope it was great and refreshing on this nice hot day. Now, of course, our beautiful flash flood has been seen in movies like Big Fat Liars and Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, and Frankie Muniz. But it's only one portion of our old Mexico sets. The rest is over here, where you've seen television shows like Monk, or even Town of Pariah and Westworld. It's also seen in movies like Nacho Libre, and of course the wedding scene in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner Story, starring Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne. One of 3 movies they've done together, including Peele and the Bee and Friday. Let's say adios to old Mexico and give it a go howdy and yee-haw to Texas. 1, 2, 3. Yee-haw! That's right, folks. Welcome to 6 Points, as we so lovingly call it, 6 Points, Texas. Although it's supposed to be any Western town, because guess what? These are our old classic Western sets. You see, we were able to film over 200 movies in a single year. 6 at a single time. How? Well, it was silent. That's right, folks, the age of silent films. We had 6 different streets, all came together, kind of just spoke of a wagon wheel, hence the title 6 Points. It only mattered where we were yelling and hooting and hollering over each other because you didn't hear it in the final product. However, with the addition of sound and the growth of Hollywood, as you can see, constantly growing and changing, we had to consolidate down to one single road. But she still gets plenty of work. It was seen in Whoopi Goldberg's first film, directed by Steven Spielberg, The Color Purple. It's also seen in television shows like Quantum Leap, and so much more. Before I talk about more productions here, I do want to remind you, we're about halfway through our time together today, so as a reminder, remain seated, keeping those hands, arms, and fingers inside the tram. If at any point today you need to use the restroom or drop anything of value, just reach up, pull that cord, and be back there to assist you personally, as soon as it is safe for me to do so. Otherwise, remain seated the whole time. Now, our wonderful 6 Point sets is right around the corner from another piece of Hollywood history. You know how I mentioned the Gill Man filming in that little body of water known as the Hollywood Ocean? Well, he's not the only Universal monster who got his start back here. That includes Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, and oh look, there's the Invisible Man. There he is. Of course, all that happened right over here in our little Europe sets that are currently closed for production. However, just know that it is the birthplace of the horror film genre. Right inside there, we had such terrifying films as Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement, where today we celebrate the 25th anniversary. Yes, I know, so exciting. It's also where they filmed the 97 version of Cinderella, starring Brandy, Whoopi Goldberg as our Queen Constantina, and Whitney Houston. These aren't scary to you? They're terrifyingly talented, I know, right? But of course, I did promise a little bit of fear. Like I said, that's the birthplace of the horror film genre. See, back in the Great Depression, every other studio had to sell off their land. Why? Because they were running out of money. But Universal turned to the public domain. A few of you might remember a few years back where Mickey Mouse as Steamboat Willie suddenly became open game for anyone to use and create with because now he's part of the public domain, meaning no one owns the right to him anymore. You can make a movie about Steamboat Willie right now. You could publish the entire cartoon Steamboat Willie and say you made it, all because it's in the public domain. Which is why we were able to turn to monsters like Frankenstein's monster and Dracula and make the same movie with different sets, the same monster with different fear, and it all came out to a net zero budget and even became blockbuster hits. Now we're going to show you how we can recycle the same set over and over again by bringing you inside a Soundstage 50. Now, this is currently set to, for filming 2 different productions. Down here is our subway scene, and up top is supposed to be a Chinatown scene. I believe it's based in San Francisco. How can I tell? Well, the giant signs that say, "Welcome to San Francisco." See, the rest of our sets are made to look bare and empty until the production comes in to fill it, just like here in Soundstage 50. So please remain seated and hold on to your belongings, as we don't want anything to enter the movie it's not supposed to. Okay, that's a little weird. I thought they were done with tech rehearsal for the day. 1 sec.
Hey, Joseph, are you in that tech?
I don't think it's supposed to be long. Folks, I'm gonna need you to stop coming roll. This might be the big one. That's right, folks. I'm so sorry. I told you we're going through a real earthquake. But of course, I wanted to get your real, raw, and honest reactions for my short film. You will all be called and paid in experience, which, as we know here in Hollywood, is what pays the bills. At least that's what directors keep telling me. Now, at the end of the day, here's what I'm thinking. If we take our short film and put it straight to TV, just like the 1997 version of Cinderella, we too can get an Emmy. But what if, picture this, we get a killer soundtrack. There's our Grammy. Ooh, a short film on the film festival circuit could get us an Oscar and then call it Lin-Manuel Miranda. Have it turn it into a musical. That's Tony guaranteed. Folks, we just achieved something called EGOT status in one fell swoop. Oh my God. Good work, everyone. That is so incredibly difficult. Only 22 people in human history have ever achieved that status, including John Legend, who was the first black man to do so. And he's one of our coaches over in NBC's The Voice. Then we have 3 black women. There's Jennifer Hudson, who was the most recent. Then we also have Viola Davis. Viola Davis. And then, last but certainly not least, the very first was Whoopi Goldberg. I almost said Angela Davis. She's so close, guys. All she needed is that Oscar. She was so close. Angela Bassett, Auntie, you deserve it. Now, the 4th black woman on track to become an EGOT winner is, of course, myself. I am so close to joining that faithful few. I only have 4 more awards to go. Although it's more likely that Cynthia Erivo will beat me because she only needs her Oscar. What's greater than 4? 1 is probably less than 4, huh? While she's defying gravity, I'll be defying the odds, okay? Now, my friends, at the end of the day, when it comes to achieving that EGOT status, it all becomes a working effort as a team. Steven Spielberg himself has actually achieved that very same status. His last award was his Tony Award. And believe it or not, he got it the very same year and with the very same award that Jennifer Hudson did. For A Strange Loop on Broadway, the Tony Award. They were both producers on that production. And now they both are EGOT winners. Wow, what a powerhouse. And why do I bring up Steven Spielberg so much? Well, guess what? We're on the Steven Spielberg Drive right now, also known as Wilderness Road. We call it Steven Spielberg Drive because it leads us down from Amity Island all the way up to War of the Worlds. And of course, because, well, this Wilderness Road is an active working set, not just a place for us to park our trams. You see, this is where the television show Fox's 911 filmed one of the limousines teetering over off the side of a mountain. And why do it here rather than in the actual wilderness? Because it's safer. That's the main reason why a lot of productions film here in our backlot. Plus, once that limousine was seen on screen, it became something known as a picture car, which is any vehicle seen on screen, including our original glamour tram as seen in the Nude Bomb, that Jeep Wrangler from Jurassic Park, the classic Flintstone cars, aka my workout routine, directed by Steven Spielberg. Hey, there's another one from him. And then we have our classic Back to the Future cars. Oh, and then 31 Duesenberg J from The Mummy Returns. Go ahead and remain seated in car 4, my friend. Thank you so much. Now, all of these cars are parked right behind the Bates Motel, which, as much as I would love for us all to stay in one of these 12 vacancies, they are currently under construction. Oh, but hey, there's the owner, Norman Bates, at the top of the hill. Maybe we can see if he can give us an opening date. I hear he's getting ready for Halloween Horror Nights. He has this whole themed experience going, which I'm so excited for Sinners. Oh, could not begin to tell you how stoked I was when I heard it was coming. Hey, I wonder if Norman knows anything. You know, he does tend to keep his ear to the ground or to the wall. One of the two. Hey, Norman, did you hear anything about the Sinners house? Norman? Norman?
No! 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 No, you put that back! You put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, I will call your mother! No, Norman! No!
Cardboard, keep your hands inside. I'm so sorry, folks. I should have warned you that he was a bit of a psycho. And I would be too, if this was my backyard. I mean, welcome to set of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, that 2005 blockbuster film. Now, I could tell you all about how that is a real Boeing 747, or all about how these houses were designed after a real New Jersey neighborhood where they filmed on location. But instead, let's listen to the director himself and his production designer, Rick Carter.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around envisioning experience.
And you sit down and talk about the War of the World. That thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, now, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now I'm closed. Bobby, get in. Get in.
Listen, as a parent, this scene hits different. Kids, this one's for you. If you see that, it should not take your parents twice to say, get in that car. My God. He just stopped and stared like he wasn't about to die. Something that he really shouldn't have done. That just tells me Robbie wouldn't survive a second in Jordan Peele's film, Nope.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky G. Park. Over there, look into the winking light and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Right. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, the gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of no.
No. Whatever you do, don't look up. Immediately dead, dude. Come on. Wow. Do not take her to the horror film. That's insane. Listen, I can understand if you haven't seen the movie Nope. I forgive you this time, but you have no excuse. It's on Amazon Prime. You can catch all 3 of Jordan Peele's directorial films, including award winner Get Out, as well as Us with Lupita Nyong'o, and of course, Nope with your girl Kiki Palmer and your boy Daniel Kaluuya. Now, as much as I would love to talk about Nope, I want to point out something pretty cool. Falls Lake coming up here on your right hand side, as they have started filling up the basin with water. I know that sounds insane to be so excited about. It takes days to fill that thing up. In fact, it's been a long time since I've gotten a chance to see it with water, but It was, of course, used in the most recent Christopher Nolan film, The Odyssey. In fact, you can still see a canoe out there. And if you want to take a look at the actual ship from The Odyssey, guess what? It's coming up on your right-hand side. So keep those phones and cameras out and ready as our wonderful team of The Odyssey takes a little chat with you. Now, on your screen, take it away, Chris.
Again, I can call.
For the Odyssey, we wanted to take audiences on Odysseus' incredible journey across the world, across this mythical world of adventure. And to do that, we shot on IMAX film all around the world in incredible locations. And we wanted to put audiences on the deck of his ship. So we shot with full-size ships, like the one that you're seeing right now, and went out on the oceans of the world with our IMAX camera and with our incredible cast led by Matt Damon to really try and take audiences on this incredible thrill ride.
Everywhere, rated R.
Listen, Christopher Nolan shot almost all of The Odyssey on fantastic locations all around the world, including Scotland, Morocco, and Iceland. However, principal photography, meaning a lot of that main photography, wrapped up right here at Falls Lake. That ship right there. After enduring all the challenges of freezing rain and being in the open ocean, Matt Damon and the rest of the cast and crew were stoked to be back here, and we're so excited to be in sunny Southern California. It's almost as if they didn't know about the thing filming inside of Soundstage 14. How they kept that place freezing cold. Yeah, that water out there, and with jet engines blowing on them so hard, they really felt like they were still out in the open ocean. And you can really see the pain, the panic, and the profound amount of dedication on their face when you watch The Odyssey.
Odysseus, don't you want to remember?
I remember a wife, a son. I can still save them. No one can stand between me and home. Not even the gods. The Odyssey now playing in theaters everywhere. Rated R.
The fantastic story of The Odyssey. If you haven't already heard of it, pick it up as soon as you can. It was written by Homer so long ago, so there's no spoilers here, but for the kiddos, don't worry, you'll love it. That being said, if you get the chance or opportunity to see any of the behind-the-scenes videos of Anne Hathaway or Tom Holland talking about the practical effects, I highly recommend it because they go into such detail about how that movie is made. The same way we do right back here in the Universal Studios Backlot Tour. At this time, we are coming to the end of our time together, but I hope that me talking about these movies didn't spoil your experience, but enhance it. I know for myself, when I see how things work, it shows me how much love and dedication is put into it. And it's what made me realize that I can be a part of that magic. And now you are too. Let's give it up to yourselves for coming back again and again and being part of that movie-making magic. And get up for our driver, Lucas! Yes, this man saved my life with a lozenge, and he kept us from walking over 400 acres. Thank you, Lucas. You're the absolute best. I'm going to tell Aiden to his face. That being said, once again, my name is Dom. I'm going to be so sad when you guys leave me, but it's okay. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to chit-chat, I'll be over there, but the digitals will back to you right after. Now, at the end of the day, all of our pass holders know that the best way to get around this park is with that Universal Studios Hollywood app. So make sure you download it now. Go on into your adventure, my friends. Out into the world. Journey. But as those doors come up, make sure when you go out, you go back and around the tram. Okay, my friends? Bye. I'll miss you.